Okay, so you should now have this view spotlighted so that you'll be able to read along with the clues. You may have to switch your view to active speaker to be able to read along, but there we go. So you should have these pieces all cut and your other things assembled so that we can go. So the first clue is score the colored cardstock 1. Let's see, I wrote cardstock twice here, in half to make a standard card base. I think you guys are all working A4, so that would be 10.5 centimeters. Or if anyone's watching on replay, that would be at 4 1/4 if you're using glitter.
Have I read the instructions wrong? I thought that the first card was a portrait.
It is. If you've cut it long ways to make be a strip, that's fine. Just cut it, just fold it in half.
Yeah.
Okay. Adhere to the designer series paper because we're all working in centimeters, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to read the centimeters unless I get carried away. Adhere the DSP measuring 6 by 13.9 centimeters to the colored cardstock 2 piece that measures 6.5 by 14.4 centimeters. So you should have one strip of DSP and one piece of colored cardstock that mat together perfectly with a 0.5 centimeter margin. Use liquid glue and set it aside, or whatever flat adhesive you particularly like. So that's the longer strip of each.
Isn't it interesting? When I'm sewing, I've changed my machine needles a lot, but I forget to change my blades and my cutter.
Ah. Clue number 3. Adhere the DSP that measures 6 by 11.5 centimeters to the colored cardstock 2 that measures 6.5 by 12 centimeters. So those are the smaller strips. Clue number 4. Adhere the DSP that measures 10 by 8.5 centimeters to the colored cardstock 2 that measures 10.5 by 9 centimeters.
And that's, you want to use a different designer paper, is that right?
Yep.
That one? Okay.
That's the one that's different from the first two, yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Clue number 5. Add the DSP and cardstock from the last clue, the previous clue, to the card base with liquid glue. You're going to need to center this across the card front from the left to the right side and centered top to bottom. Okay. Add the longer DSP and cardstock layer to the left side of your card front with liquid glue or flat adhesive, allowing the previous DSP to be seen on the left about 1/2 centimeter.
So it's not the previous clue.
Mhm.
Is it fitting that way or that way?
It's going to go edge to edge.
So there's not going to be any side showing.
Right.
Yeah.
So Alex, you've got your card, and the last one you put on, the one that's not quite square, you put on from edge to edge here.
Mm-hmm.
And then that go back to that first piece, that longer one. And
Yep.
it's going to go on here. And you're going to have a little bit of that DSP you put on first showing.
Okay. I think I may have messed up somewhere with my measurements.
Always possible.
That'll just make it unique.
Okay. Then you're going to take that shorter piece of cardstock and DSP that you layered together. And you're going to use dimensionals this time, and you're going to put it on the right side. Again, showing about 1/2 centimeter of that bottom layer of DSP. And it is going to overlap the layer you just put on. Okay, clue number 8 is to add the basic white layer to the inside of your card with liquid glue.
Doing a cracking pace today, Nancy.
Oh, sorry.
Apart from taking up all the dimensional bits, I'm fine. So that clue 7,
Yeah,
do you have a little bit of the other DSP showing as well?
yeah, you should
The-
have be able to see
square-
all three.
The squarey one.
You should be able to see some of all 3 pieces. But yes, the first 2 you put on will be partially covered by the third one.
Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting.
Now here's the fun part. Stamp images on your basic white scrap or other cardstock if you prefer. If your images need to be colored, you should do that now. You can also just use die cuts or cut out from DSP. You don't have to stamp.
And just put them on your card wherever.
Nope, that's the next step.
Okay, sorry. I started coloured and fussy cut this afternoon.
Ah, okay, good. Yeah, because the next step will be to cut them out however you like. So you're all set, huh, Leslie?
Yeah, I gave up. I like the daisy bundle, but I gave up using the dies with the stamps and fussy cut the daisies. I could never get them in the right place, so I just gave up.
The dies on the designer series paper or on the stamp?
On the stamps, when you stamp the images, you know, the daisy.
Huh,
And I have trouble getting them around the right way.
huh.
The two little bits or whatever, two little bits of daisies to help you line up, but I gave up. So I just cut them out by hand.
Okay. I'm going to think on that a little bit and see if I can come up with any tips on that.
Yeah. I saw one from France Martin and she had a tip, but I tried and I thought I'll blow this and just cut them out. Tried it for a few times. Yeah.
The outline ones or the ones where they're all three connected?
No, I did the large, the middle, and the little one. Oh, the half one. And the stamps. I just given up with the dies.
Okay. That's too bad.
It is, but then it keeps me out of mischief, fussy cutting. I get to the edge too then. I don't have any white bits around the edge. It's probably a very simple trick, but yeah. It's where you got different sizes of the things, of the petals, that helps you die cut it. But yeah. I spent so long trying to get the dies and it's easier just to cut them.
Sometimes I find it helpful once I get something lined up. If what I'm having trouble is figuring out which direction the dies go.
Yeah.
I figure out what the most prominent feature on the image is. And then I take a permanent marker. You could use your Stampin' Blends. And I put a mark on the die where it lines up with that most prominent petal or whatever feature it is that you want. And then I know that's where it lines up each
That's a
time.
good idea. You can mark it on the stamp too, so you know.
Right. But once it's on the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to rely on you guys to tell me when you finish doing your stamping and cutting. I know Leslie's ready.
Oh, I haven't done my greeting yet, so I can always do that.
Yeah, that's another step, another clue.
I'm still going, so you keep going on with the clues.
Alex, are you finished stamping?
Look, I've gotten a little bit, I think, confuzzled in the process, so don't wait for me.
Okay. Add your images to the card front with dimensionals. It's clue 11.
You're doing a Bruno with us tonight, are you?
Oh, well, it's up to you how many dimensionals you use.
And Nancy, you'll be glad you're in Melbourne next year because you'll be able to go to the 3-day Stamping Up thing.
I sure hope so. That's my plan.
I hope they have it at the convention centre rather than near the tennis centre.
Yes, it's going to be at the convention center.
It is, because that's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy to get to.
Yes. Yeah, the tennis center is not hard because it's right on the tram line too, but
Yeah. I used to go to I live in Harbour. I used to come over for the craft and quilt show every year.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just catch the plane over in the morning, go home in the evening.
that's, I think, next week.
Yeah, that was a fabulous sort of day. Everybody was so happy, you know,
Mhm.
doing things they wanted to do. You know? It didn't cost very much from Hobart to Melbourne in those days.
Yeah, I didn't see a Stampin' Up rep listed for that show this year. In fact, I really didn't see any paper crafting.
There's usually Tracy. So Tracy, somebody she used to go to that one.
Yeah. But I looked at it all and I think it was all textiles this time.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But then I also got an email for Paperific. It's coming up in August. And that's another 3-day purely paper crafting expo.
I've been going through my craft stuff and having a bit of a clean out. And I keep finding all these things I bought at the Quilting Craft Show and not done yet. All these,
We've all got that.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they're not coming to Perth this year. I think because of all the lockdowns we had, people just are not prepared to make that risk again. It's such a long way to come.
I know Paperific was quite small last August, but they've got a lot of interstate people coming back again this year,
Oh, that's good.
vendors.
Yeah.
So I usually go for a day just to sort of check out what other companies are doing.
It was a nice happy
You also
day.
pick up some good techniques when you go to them too.
Yeah. And I usually go and see some neat things and come back and try to recreate them with Stampin' Up stuff.
As I said, it's a nice happy day,
Exactly.
Till you look at your credit card.
No, I usually do pretty well because I'm pretty dedicated to Stampin' Up and have learned not to spend a lot of money on, classes where I bring something home are okay, but I don't buy product that I'm not going to be able to use in my business. So, okay. Clue 12. Can you add a sentiment? If so, stamp it on a scrap of basic white and mat with your colored cardstock scrap and add it to your card front. If not, do you want to add a sentiment inside?
Let's put the foot again.
Noah's decided to curl up at my feet under my craft desk tonight.
Keeping you warm?
I was just going to ask you, does he run away with your standing up stuff?
Does he run away with it?
Yeah, because I had lost a tiny wee die, little leaf die from the daisy one. And I've searched for everywhere. And today I got down on my hands and knees and it was right underneath the chest of drawers. It was still
Oh,
lock. So one of the cats had just, I just pat him around and play with it because it would have slid very nicely on the floor.
yeah.
So I was very pleased I found it.
When he was a puppy, he used to, anything on the floor he felt was fair game to run off with and chew. So I got very, very particular about making sure that I didn't drop anything. But he
Oh,
won't,
I hadn't dropped it. They had taken it from the table.
no, he won't take anything off of tables. No, I even left a piece of cheese out on our dining table like all afternoon and he didn't touch it.
Wow, that's
Oh.
great.
Oh, you're done. Okay. Because I still have one clue to go.
Oh, sorry.
Add embellishments if desired.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what I'm going to put in the middle of the daisy, so I'm leaving that just now.
Okay. Well, if you are ready to show off, I will spotlight you here. There we go. Let's see. Oh, very pretty.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you.
I love that paper.
Yeah, I've still got a great lot of it, so I thought I'll use it up. Yeah.
Yeah, so that bottom layer of DSP, I had intended for it to be rotated 90 degrees and go
Oh.
edge to edge, but it works just fine what you've done.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's
Very
that's the cool thing. You interpret your clues and you make what you make. Who's next?
I'm still colouring.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll show mine.
Yeah, that'd be good. To see what it's supposed to look like.
Oh, no, there's no supposed to. Your phone, yours is,
Oh, wow.
pretty. All right,
Okay,
look at
so
my-
I should have rotated that the other way around. I wonder
Yeah,
what.
so it's supposed to go edge to edge
Yeah.
and then they still overlap, but yours worked out just fine. It took me a minute to realize that it wasn't that way.
Oh, that's pretty, Nancy.
Thank you very much.
Hmm.
So the whole idea, one of the things that I wanted to do with these sessions is give you guys layouts that you can go back and make over and over again if you like them.
That'd be quite nice with Christmas paper. Hopefully, we get some nice new paper.
Yep,
Just a poinsettia or a tree or something, or some holly.
absolutely.
Very
You can
nice.
do it with die cuts. You can do it
Yeah.
with the stamped images like you did. It's all,
What dice are those ones? They're very
these
nice.
are the paper florist.
Okay. I like those.
And then these are the rustic dots, like brushed brass. So. You're still working, Allison?
Yeah, I chose the little monkey one.
Ah,
And now that I've got the DSP down, I want to add more than I thought I wanted to add. So
Gotcha.
I've got to then cut out I can show you how I've gone so far.
Yeah, let's
But
see.
Just finish
And
it.
then we'll,
And then I'll assemble it. So I've got the card with flowers and greenery. I've got
Yeah.
the
I
greenery
got the
there. And
right
I've got
way.
a monkey and a tree limb. And then I'm going to put some greenery down the bottom. So I'll have him standing down the bottom with the greenery around him. And
nice.
I'll have a tree at the top, or a tree limb at the top. That's my
Awesome.
intention.
Well, maybe you can post it
Yeah.
when it's finished.
There's not many, like there's only the punch with this one. So everything else has to be hand cut. So that's going to
Yes.
be a little bit, probably not the right stamp set to use.
Well, we're going to move on to card number 2, I think.
Yeah. I might
And
keep working on this and then make the second one once the clues are up
okay.
and post it on the
Okay.
Facebook
Okay.
page. That's okay.
That's fine. You can do what you want. This is your crafting time. Okay, so for card number 2, let me get my stuff set up the way I want it here so I can see everything. You hopefully have your pieces cut. So for for the first clue, we're going to score that cardstock. Remember, I told you when you were cutting it, don't score it. So you're going to score it at 5.3. I'm going to do this along with you. 5.3 and 10.5. So I'm going to bring mine in here.
So that landscape wise.
Yes. Otherwise, you can't. 10.5, you wouldn't get anywhere. But yeah, 5.3.
5.3.
And then 10.5, which is where you would normally be scoring it to make a card base. So basically you did it, you folded it in half. That would be your card. And then you have folded it, you scored it halfway down, halfway, what am I trying to say? At the halfway point in that front section, 5.3, 10.5. And then I said, set it aside. So then the other piece you had in colored cardstock number 1 is the layer. And you should emboss that with your embossing folder.
Is that the 13.9 one or the 13.4 one?
I believe it's 13.4 is colored cardstock number 1. Yes, 13.4 by 9. Lie down, buddy.
Did you do anything for the 4th of July, Nancy?
We ate our favorite American style hot dogs over the weekend.
Did you hear about the Aussie that came 3rd in the hot dog eating competition?
No, at Nathan's, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, an Aussie guy, Nathan Webb or something. He's come 3rd before. This is the 3rd time.
Yeah, there's some Japanese guy who wins it a lot.
He ate 47.
Oh,
I do like Nathan's
he's
hot
sick.
dogs.
But you'd be sick afterwards eating that many.
I couldn't eat that many, no.
No.
No, but Yeah, Nathan's and one other brand are tied for my favorite American hot dogs.
Can you get
But-
any of them here?
No. But I have found some that are pretty close. They're pretty pricey, but I only buy them about once a year, so
Yeah.
it's okay. No, we're a little more, I'm gonna go ahead and let the cat out of the bag here. We're really a lot more excited about tomorrow, because tomorrow, the 6th, we get to attend a citizenship ceremony.
Oh, congratulations.
Hey,
Thank you.
I got done in the 1980s.
There you go.
1960, 1970, January 1974.
There you go.
What are the chances that everyone on here wouldn't have been born in Australia?
Well, Alex was, weren't
I
you?
was born in Australia. But
Yeah.
My mom's American.
Yes.
Has anyone had any problems with the transition to the new website?
Yes,
Nope.
yep.
I've got problems with my laptop. I can't log in on Google to
No,
the demonstrator part.
can't
When you
you-
go in to the Stampin' Up site and you try to click in as a demonstrator, it automatically defaults back to the customer interface page. I can log in on my PC and on my phone, and I can log in using Safari, but I can't get in on my laptop with Google. And
Huh.
they've tried everything at demonstrator support, even the tech guys in America. So I don't know what's gone wrong with my computer.
And
I
what
can't
kind of,
use Google at all to get into Facebook.
Hmm.
what type of computer do you have?
MacBook.
And can you do it in Safari?
Yeah, I can do it in Safari.
Yeah.
Can't do it in Google. I can go to Google for every other website, just the demonstrator one. And yet I
Huh.
did it on the computer when just before it launched. I set up the online store and everything, and I actually visited the website and saw the demonstrator page and thought, oh, that's cool. Closed it, went back a few days later, couldn't get back in.
Very strange.
I know.
Yeah, because I do it in Safari. Safari is my default
See, I
on my
prefer-
MacBook. And if I have trouble with Safari, then I go to Google and, Google Chrome, and that usually takes care of whatever problem. But most of, yeah,
Yeah, it's weird. And they couldn't, and like I even tried when I was on demo support, they gave me a password to use, and even that wouldn't work.
Hmm.
Just weird.
Okay, clue number 3. We got sidetracked there.
Sorry.
No, I got sidetracked too, because somebody kept trying to message me and I was telling her to go away. Adhere the embossed layer to the larger colored cardstock 2 layer. So you'll see there's one that it fits on quite nicely. Tell me when you're ready, Leslie.
Oh, to keep going. I broke an embossing folder, so I have to redo it. That's fine.
Okay. So this isn't really tricky, but you're going to fold your card base in half. And then where you scored it that second time, you're going to fold it back on itself to make a Z fold.
Yeah.
Like so. And then clue number 5, add the 2 adhered layers from clue number 3 to the Z fold section furthest from the center fold with liquid glue. So
Okay.
Hmm.
So you should be able to get it, so it's got a nice even margin on this flap. I don't usually make it alongside you, but today I am.
Well, it's helpful for me.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then add your designer series paper to the remaining layer of cards, of colored cardstock. That piece with liquid glue. I'm now bringing it on camera since I'm doing it with you. Serious maybe over here. And then you're going to add these layers that you just did to the center of this with liquid glue. So now this card can be done either portrait or landscape. So you will have had to decide perhaps when you cut your designer series paper and perhaps when you did your embossing, which way you want it to be. And I stamp your sentiment on basic white scrap cut to size with a paper trimmer or a die or a punch. And then cut a mat if you've done that with the sentiment. Then add it to the card front with dimensionals. I'm blitzing through because I had a feeling you weren't following along right now, right, Leslie?
Yeah, I'm right.
Okay.
It's so long since I've done some embossing, I used the wrong thing.
Ah,
I mean, so many embossing folders are all different, widths now, depths or whatever. Thicknesses.
yes. So stamp on your basic white layer that will go inside your card. You can do images or an additional sentiment. Decided to go ahead and do a little stamp. So Leslie, I've show you here. I have found it useful to label my embossing folders. I'm trying to get it in the camera
Ah,
Mm.
so that I know it's a 3D one. I use that gray plate,
Okay.
and this one is not 3D. So I use the 2 clear plates without the white shim underneath for the dies.
Yeah, well, I've got my dies organized, I've got my stamps organized. My embossing folders are a bit of a mess. So that's obviously something I need to sort out. So yeah, so we'll get there.
Yep.
I've been organising other things, so you know.
Good.
You can't. I got my mother was a porcelain doll maker, okay,
Oh,
Ooh,
and she died 22 and a half years ago.
wow.
I still have all her boxes of dolls, her patterns, all her materials, all her bits and pieces.
oh, wow.
I brought them all the way from Tassie, and I thought, oh, so I actually got rid of them 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Feeling very good about that.
Yeah.
They've been in the too hard basket for a long time, you know.
Yes.
I think I ended up with about 40 dolls. I kept the one I really liked, and the rest have all gone.
So the other part of this clue that I didn't get to, I said stamp on basic white layer that go inside your card. You can do images or an additional sentiment. Cut out an image from scrap if you want to be able to put it on a dimensional to hold your card open. So you can make this an easel card. And I will show you an example of that in a little while. So to get this basic white layer into your card, what you want to do is add the liquid glue back of your card, your basic white cardstock. And then you're going to open up your card. Make sure you have it oriented the right way if you stamped on it. And then line it up exactly with the colored cardstock you put on the front. And then close your card. And it's lined up perfectly. You can't see it. Really, you can't. Okay, did you get that?
Yep.
Okay. And then the last step is to add embellishments if desired. And I haven't figured that one out yet. So let me look.
That's a pretty card.
Thank you. Yeah. Remember, when I show you my examples, I've known what the results are supposed to look like in my head. It's not a mystery to me when I make them. So while you're finishing up, I will show you. I have this one that you saw me make alongside you. And I just stamped inside and added some of these really cool in color. I just call them in color dots. And then the one that I made in advance is this one.
Ah, different direction.
Right. So that's usually what I do too. It's because I want to show you a variation. And this one is actually an easel card. So this flower is popped up on a dimensional and it will hold this open. Lies flat to ship it.
Cute.
So. How you coming, Leslie?
I'm fine. I haven't done the inside, but I'll do that afterwards. I'm not worried.
Okay.
I'll have to think about it.
Well,
I've done the front and I've got everything else done. I've
you want to show it?
yeah, so it's all done, except for the inside bit.
I'll spotlight you so you can show the
Sorry,
front.
yes. Where do you stick the inside bit again? Can you just show me again, please?
Yes. So the inside.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah, decorate it.
sorry.
So it goes on the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me spotlight that again. So once you've
Oh, yeah.
stamped it and you put adhesive on the back side of it,
Yeah.
and then you line it up
Oh, you line it up with the front.
with the front piece so that because it's cut this exactly the same size.
Yeah.
So if you line it up and close your card,
It will be in the right position.
it'll be in the right position to be hidden underneath. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. You ready to show the front?
One more bit's put on. It'll be right. It's very similar to the last one.
It's okay. Your recipients are only going to see one.
I tend to, if I get a really nice design, I tend to make multiples of the same design. Do you do that?
I often do the same design, yes.
Yeah.
I don't often do exactly the same card because I get bored.
Or
Although sometimes I do. Sometimes especially if I've got, sometimes for various reasons, I have leftover class kits and then I'll just sit and make those up. But
I've just got a couple of birthday groups and you think, and some months you think, oh my God, you've got your other personal birthdays, you think, oh my God, I've got to do 30 birthday cards or something. So, you know, I tend to do multiples or put multiples in my stash. Okay,
yeah,
there's the front.
nice.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Pretty.
So I've just got to do the inside now.
yeah. Hold it up again. Higher.
That's
Very
better.
nice. Yes.
Pretty.
And find something to put in the middle of the daisies.
Yeah.
They do look nice as they are, though.
Yeah,
Maybe just put some blended color in the middle.
yeah. I mean, when I was playing with them the other week, I've had so many options for these daisies, you know. So it's been an interesting time. But I'll stamp some daisies in the middle there, and yeah.
Well, unless somebody else has something ready to show.
I've finished most of the monkey one. I just haven't done a
Excellent.
sentiment.
Oh, cute.
Oh, wow.
That's lovely.
So I'm just going to put a sentiment there. I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe on Bananas About You and putting some bananas on the sentiment bit.
Yeah.
But it was, most of it was fussy cut, so it took a bit longer.
Very cool.
It's kind of cute.
Very cute.
So for those of you who haven't done this before, I do like it if you add pictures of your creations onto my Nancy's Nifty Notemakers Facebook group. And you can get there. Here's the URL. And there's also a QR code that you can scan to get there. and just pop up your pictures and say July mystery stamping. I appreciate that. And I think next month we're going to try that first Thursday evening. And once again, I don't have the date in my head, but I'll send out notices again. So that's what I've got for you today.
Well,
First Thursday in August is the 3rd. I won't be able to make it. It's my son's birthday. He's turning 30.
It's my brother's birthday too.
Oh, well, there we go. Like I said, you can never get a date that works for everybody. And this time, this time of the evening doesn't work for any of my US friends, but
What
That's
time is
okay.
it? How many hours are they behind us?
well, it depends where they are, but yeah, it's the middle of the night there. Actually, it's wee hours of the morning. It's like 4 or 5 in the morning, depending where exactly they are. 3 in the morning.
Yeah, yuck.
I've appreciated this time because I find that your 10 o'clock one was 8 a.m. here or 7 a.m. Depending on the
Yeah.
day saving. So that's just a bit too. I don't function that time in the morning.
Yeah,
I appreciate that you do it. So I enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Nancy.
you're welcome.
Your preparation's fantastic. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate hearing that.
It is a little
Um,
torture, though.
Mm.
It is a little torture. Like I look at the instructions, I think, oh, which way is it going to turn? If I've got directional paper or, like trying
Well,
to
that's
visage it in my head, and it doesn't always look like it ends up in my head.
well, that's why I do try to tell you whether it's going to be portrait or landscape,
Yeah.
so you can cut your designer series paper or pick, kind of have that in mind. And I know that's the challenge of it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's supposed to, and again, the nice thing about paper is that it's relatively cheap. I'm not fussed if you use retired paper to make the one that we're doing together. And then you can decide, oh, I really like that layout and I'm going to try it with something else that I
Yeah.
think would work better.
Well, that's what I did. I've got so much retired paper user.
Yeah. I
No,
started
but-
using mine a lot.
And I've learned not to choose directional paper when I'm doing these sort of things.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I've learned that's
Yeah.
I, mean, I
And,
did it the wrong way, but it looks all right, so I'm happy.
I like yours.
Thank
I
you.
like yours very much. And I like that paper with the daisies. It's very cheerful.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I will see you guys around.
Okay, take care.
Thanks very much, Nancy.
Thank you.
And congratulations for tomorrow. Well done.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Enjoy.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.